Good morning, everyone. We're excited to talk about this year's 20th roaring anniversary of Missouri Main Street Conference and excited to have it in Springfield, Missouri this year. I can tell you, get your walking shoes out because we're taking, actually with the two hotels, we are taking 5 different locations. So it's going to be great fun in the heart of downtown Springfield. You'll never have to leave Springfield downtown area after you arrive because there's so much to do, so much to eat, and play right in downtown Springfield. So we're excited for everybody to be joining us this morning as we talk about the ins and outs of conference, have you little, get more understanding of the lay of the land. So Ben, I think you're going to talk about the location overview.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are, as Gayla said, we're all over downtown Springfield in true Main Street fashion. We're going to be going to multiple locations and seeing multiple of their assets in downtown Springfield, but all of them are within walking distance. That's the great part of it is we're not spreading out too far, but we are in 6 different locations, as you can see here on the screen. Really, the Galois Theater, I like to call it our home base because there's a lot of different things that are going to be happening there, which we're going to be talking more about. That's where our general sessions are. That's where one of our classroom sessions is. And that's where our expo and food is also going to be. And then we have the Hotel V or the Hotel Vandefort, the Hotel Moxie, the History Museum on the Square, Springfield Brewing Company, the Tap Room, and the Viridian Events. And so, like I said, we'll be talking about each one of these locations as we're going throughout the presentation, but just know that we're spread out a little bit more this year, a little bit different than last year. We were all in one central location, but we think you're really going to be able to enjoy that. And this just gives you a different opportunity to explore downtown Springfield as well.
And anytime you all have questions,
Mhm.
we're going to be answering questions at the end. You can just pop those in on, we'll be for sure to answer those because, we're very familiar with all of this, but we may forget something because you know how it is. When you're planning it and you've been there many times, sometimes we forget things. So
Mhm.
feel free to pop in those questions and we will be delighted to answer them at the end.
Yep.
And so I will talk about parking. So there's one big thing I want to start with where not to park. So along South Robertson Avenue, do not park in front of Arlo Bank. You'll want to park there because our hotel Vandevort, where some of you guys are staying, and one of our session room is on that corner of South Robertson and Walnut. And so it's just right on that corner. The parking lot's right next to it. Don't park there. It's just really hard. The hotel itself has advised all attendees not to park there due to just the how it's conducted, how it's managed. You'll get towed. They said they see more people towed out of that lot than anywhere else around them. So I'm gonna take a drink of water.
While he's
So we
taking a
have
drink of
other
water, I know
places.
that firsthand. You can be towed. You can tell him, Logan.
Yeah, Gayla did get towed when
I'm
we
the
were
guinea
there.
pig. Oh my gosh.
So
At
we do
midnight,
have,
I'm getting my
yeah,
car out of a towing garage.
yes. So we do have other places for you to park. We're not going to leave you high and dry at the Moxie, which is where a lot of you are staying. It's one of our 2 conference hotels. It's $15 a day. And on the map, we have it color coded to where it's the pink. Everything's within 3 blocks of each other. So it's a very short walk, even if you're going to the Springfield Brewing Company from the Galois or one of our hotels. So you can park your car and just kind of leave it where you're parked. Second, right next to where the Moxie is, there's a College Station car park that is free. It is just a car park that's available in Springfield. Hotel Vandevort has valet parking only. And then there's a parking garage directly behind Hotel Vandevort that's $10 per entry. Now, they did advise us that the first floor gets filled by city employees and people who are kind of shopping local. And so that second and third will be where you were wanting to try and get to because the first floor fills up pretty quick. It's also on a first come, first served basis. So there's not like any reserved parking spots will have. And if you drive a larger vehicle, you may want to check out the College Station car park or any of the parking lots you see on our map. It's all color coded. This will be in our things to know before you go. You'll receive next week, as well as in our program to show you where you can park and kind of what if it's paid, if it's free between certain hours. On here, there are a few MSU lots. It's that dark brown color. That's only for MSU students only. So please refrain from using those or you'll probably get fined or towed. Probably more on the fine side. But that is kind of the parking situation. There are, as you see, plenty of parking lots. So I'm sure you'll be able to find one that works best for you. Continuing on, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Galois Theater. And so we're really happy to be in the Galois. When you get there, we'll have tons of signage. You'll actually walk in under the marquee, which you see on the screen right now. Gorgeous marquee. You'll walk in. We'll have a security check coming in. And we really encourage you to wear your lanyards once you get them. It's just a kind of a security feature of this venue. They will want you to wear your lanyard. If not, you'll have to kind of walk with them to Stacy at the registration to confirm that you're an attendee. Just because of where we are in Springfield, they have that added layer there. But like Ben said, it is our home. It is our hub for conference. It is where the assemblies will be, the opening, the general, the closing, Five and Dime, the exhibitor hall, our clinic, the Missouri Arts Council booth is returning, and one of our session rooms. So it's really going to be the hub for everything. In our other session room, food and beverage, yes, where you want to get your light breakfast in the morning before your first session or before the opening. An emphasis on the light. You will have food and you will enjoy a light breakfast, but it's not going to be the eggs and bacon and biscuits and gravy. There'll be light refreshments, light breakfast. We have plenty of things planned that we're excited for you guys to enjoy. At Hotel Vandervoort, we have the map of the first floor. You'll walk in the entrance and it'll be a pretty nice open hotel. You'll want to go to the elevators and take it to the fourth floor. That is where the ballroom is for our session room. And so this year, you'll hear a little bit in a few moments, but we only have 2 concurrent sessions. If you've noticed on our website, when you're looking at sessions, each time section that's not an assembly, there's only 2 sessions. Now for conference registration. So this is a picture from our site visit. We'll have it all decked to the nines with 1920s decor, all blinged out. We'll also have exhibitors starting in this space as well. But you'll really walk in and the first thing you'll see is registration. You'll want to check in there. That's where you can pick up your name badge, your lanyard, your program, any of our handouts and information about the clinic, the Mac booth, any of the things going on, deal or no deal. And where you'll pick up your anniversary bundle t-shirt with your registration. So again, that's when you first walk in this primary lobby right here. Registration hours, so 9 to 6 on Wednesday, July 29th, 8:30 to 5 on Thursday, July 30th, and Friday, July 31st is 8:30 to 4. We do recommend you kind of come in a little bit before your sessions start, and so that 9 a.m., 8:30 time, you'll want to kind of start coming in, get your stuff. You don't have to check in more than once. Once you're checked in with your lanyard, you don't have to stop by at all. If you want to say hi, we're more than happy to say hi and talk to you about how your sessions are going, but you only sign in once, and then you're free to roam the conference and enjoy your sessions. Now for conference experiences. So the exhibitor hall is in that Galois lobby. It's once you get through registration, there'll be a few tables as well as through the next set of doors and then upstairs on the second floor. For the exhibitors, we have 8:30 to 5 on Thursday and 8:30 to 12 on Friday. In that space, we have our Main Street clinic. And as you see, we have various time slots Thursday and Friday. There are no appointments needed. Stop by, say hi. Chris and Steven will be there throughout various times, as well as other board members and committee members of MMSC. But specifically for this year, we have some of our partners who are going to be joining us. So Missouri SHPO, Missouri Preservation, Missouri Department of Economic Development are all going to help participate, as well as Missouri Humanities. At different times, they'll have some of their staff who are also at their exhibitor booth join our board members at the clinic and add that extra benefit of you get the historic preservation, but you also get the economic development tools that maybe DED has that you can partner together for that problem, that challenge, or just the question you have. Same with SHPO if you're asking about a national registration, national nomination, or something about that process, you get our expertise and their expertise during that time. So it's really great to partner these resources together to enhance what you're able to learn and experience at conference. So we really encourage you to come by. And I do see that I didn't update this. So it's actually on the first floor of the lobby. Our clinic is going to be when you walk in, you'll go through that first hallway, through the first set of doors. You'll hang a left through a hallway. It'll be at the end of the hallway before there's some stairs that we'll have blocked off because we'll want people to enjoy the Main Street Clinic and what we have to offer in a more of a quiet environment. And so if the stairs are being used, there'll be a lot of noise going up and down. So we will have that change, of course, everywhere else, but we did not update that or I didn't update that in this slide. It's on the first level at the end of the hallway. On what is on the second floor is the Missouri Arts Council booth. That is by appointment. They have a variety of time slots on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now and sign up for a 30-minute one-on-one consultation. And they're really there to talk about arts, creative placemaking, creative districts, and how the Arts Council can help drive visitors, new businesses, and economic vitality. We're really excited to have them back. It went over so well last year. Everyone really took advantage of it, really had engaging conversations. And when Missouri Arts Council contacted us again about doing it again, we for sure said yes, because we didn't want to pass this up. You can take a small preview at what time slots they do have available on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday now.
I'd say with that too, they ran out of time slots last year. So make sure to, if you're wanting to talk with them, get in that appointment soon because they will probably use all of these time slots.
So next is the Main Street 5 and Dime. So that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the times you see on screen. There are a few things that you'll want to take note about things available at the 5 and Dime. The Memories on Main Street book that Missouri Main Street Connection is publishing will be first available at the 5 and Dime starting Wednesday. We're really excited about being able to get this book into your hands. And we also are having a bundle with the book with our posters we've released the past 2 years. So check those details out when you arrive at the 5 and Dime. I'm really excited. We also have some fun things that we're doing that you'll be able to learn about when we do the opening. So please come to the opening and you'll be able to hear a little bit about the book, about things that are going on during the conference regarding the book. And then the Deal or No Deal. So we have Deal or No Deal returning from our 10-year anniversary. And you'll want to purchase those vouchers from the 5 and Dime or anyone that you see a sash. We'll have various MMSC board members and staff with sashes around the conference that you can buy the vouchers. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Gayla to talk a little bit more about this Deal or No Deal activity.
So yes, we're excited. Here's a picture of our 10th anniversary. Our 10th anniversary one, actually we did a parklet. So the first prize and the first case that was open, and of course the parklet was the biggest prize. So everybody wanted it. And it was the first case open. And so you can imagine what happened then. And these were the faces. Well, this one isn't the faces. You should have seen we have a picture with the faces of the first case being open with the biggest prize. So anyway, it was great fun. But we have all the information here on your slide. So you can purchase one for $10, 6 for $50. You have to be present to win. And this will be done at Evening of Excellence. So the final draw will be at Evening of Excellence. How that process works, you can buy as many vouchers as you want to, but there's only 12 golden tickets. And so that evening you will receive an envelope. And within those envelopes, for however many vouchers that you purchased, you may have a golden ticket and you could win one of the 12 amazing prizes. So one of the most amazing prizes, one of them that we're excited about, So talking to several Main Street directors, and being a former Main Street director, Ben and it was like the thing that we could have used the most was a golf cart to help set up all of these events. And so, yes, we have found a golf cart that we could, purchase and work with hopefully a local dealer and make it all happen for you guys. So it's all going to be decked out in a wrap from Main Street, and excited that that is one of our biggest prizes. Also, you can see on the screen other prizes that we're doing. One of the biggest gifts, though, or prizes that you could win is a storefront activation grant. And so we are passing through a grant to a community that actually we will come in, run all the data, knowing if you have a vacant storefront, what would be the best use of that vacant storefront? And then we set up a mock storefront. So say that all the data comes back and you don't have a coffee shop. We are going to go so far into that space and actually set up a mock coffee shop, and then do all of the signage for that when people pass by of, this is an opportunity for you. This is what this space could be. And then we will have all of the data to back that up. So when you meet with a potential entrepreneur, or you're going out trying to find an entrepreneur, you're going to have the package put together of why this storefront would be good for this kind of business. So that is actually our largest prize. It's around $12,000, $13,000, I think, to be exact. We also have one of our board members that is giving an architectural service to a community. So just great prizes that we have as part of the Deal or No Deal. And again, we're doing it because it's another 10 years. And so hopefully this tradition continues, a fun part of the conference. Okay, we're going to talk about director support staff meeting and the directors meeting. So we are starting at Hotel Vandervoort for the directors meeting and the support staff all together for lunch at 11 o'clock. And we're going to be in the Hotel Vandervoort ballroom. We are going to meet together and have lunch together, as well as some of our board will be there. Our volunteers and our team will come in and have lunch as well. And then we will divide. And so when we divide out, of course, the local Main Street directors will stay in this space. And then the support staff is going to move to the Moxie Hotel. Jill Purvis is going to be doing a session along with Logan's doing a little bit of that, and going to provide some services to the support staff of the local programs. That will go to about 2 o'clock, and we are looking forward to that.
Yes, and we are bringing back this year for our deep dive session this board leadership piece. And so we're going to have Stephen Hoffman and Norma Ramirez Demise again, and they're really going to focus on trying to make this an interactive session. They did this a lot last year as well, but they're going to continue to engage with board members and really try to build up the leadership of the organization through this piece. Where this is going to be a little bit different this year is we're actually inviting executive directors to be for the first part of this session as well. So the first part is really going to focus on what is the role of a board member and what is the role as an executive director, if your program has an executive director, and figuring out what's that leadership piece and how can each one of those distinct positions within the organization help to drive forth the organization. And so they'll be together for the first part of it to talk about that relationship between the board and the executive director. And then there'll be a small break where we're going to actually dismiss those executive directors. And then the last part of the meeting is going to just focus on board members and having that conversation about what your board looks like at your level and different levels across the state. So again, very interactive. If anybody knows me, my favorite word is intention, and so they're going to talk a lot about intentionality, of you as a board member of a local Main Street program and what that looks like, and what does teamwork look like, and what are the different roles. Um, as well. And so make sure to sign up for this. It is part of your, if you'd signed up for the full conference, you can attend this. But there is, if you're just wanting to sign up specifically for this session, there is a way to do that through registration as well. If you're just wanting to attend this part of the conference and can't attend any of the rest of part of the conference. And so it's very beneficial to sign up for this if this is the only thing that you're able to sign up for.
And it also goes towards your continuing education
Mhm.
credits, which is great.
Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And that Wednesday evening, we have our evening opening reception. So it's 6:30 to 7:30 at the Historic Museum on the square. An exciting space. We have the first floor, which you can peruse the different the different exhibits and network with everyone. You'll have appetizers, one drink ticket is business casual. It is sponsored by the William T. Kemper Foundation, and we're really excited for their sponsorship of this because we're able to do a lot of things with their partnership during our conference, including this wonderful event where you can network together, hang out. We have a networking activity that I'll talk about on the next slide. Before I get to that, we have a few things we're adding. We have a little photo booth that will be set up that you can take some photos with some props. Our volunteers will be helping out with that this year. And like I just mentioned, we have an activity. So it's our draw your own streetscape. We know we have a variety of different activities we have planned throughout the years and hope you enjoy this just like you've enjoyed all the other ones. And so you'll get a card when you enter and then some colored pencils to customize and draw your own streetscape. So the whole goal is on the back of it, there are some prompts that you want to ask your fellow attendees about their Main Street, whether they have pocket parks, what their favorite business is, there's a few questions. You can also ask other questions if you don't want to ask the 6 prompts that we have. But the goal is to get to know people in their main streets. And then on the front, which you see on screen, you get to customize it. You get a color, you get a draw. This is one I did as an example. You can see that there's a blue
You're going to
owl.
tell them.
There is a mural on the side. So you can have as much fun as you want drawing the spaces in your community on this streetscape. You'll turn that in to a staff member and we'll put that into a drawing for a wonderful gift basket.
Thanks, Logan. That's fun.
Moving
All
on to
right,
Thursday.
so yeah, we're going to go on to sessions on Thursday. So different this year for us. Normally we have 4 concurrent sessions because of space being in a smaller community and being in different locations. We have 2 large classrooms going on simultaneously, larger classrooms in 2 locations. So your main classroom location is in the Galloy. So that classroom space is there. The other main classroom space is in Hotel Vandervoort in their ballroom. So those are the 2 biggest locations, really accessible. We actually will be able to show you, we call it an alley, but actually they call it a street. It's well lit. It's even designed with iron across the alleyways, etc. But there's an easy way to get from these 2 locations very, very easily. But those are where our big session rooms are going to be. And then our opening on Thursday will happen in the Galloy Theater as well, in the large theater. So the historic theater space. We're excited that we're going to have Deb with us, Deb Turcott, and she has actually been a Main Street director in a former life. She also was a coordinator in a former life, so she can really talk Main Street. I'm really excited that Deb will be joining us. I think you guys will find great value in what she has to say and really energize you for the conference going forward. So excited about that. And of course, that happens at 9 a.m. So breakfast is going to start at 8:30. This starts at 9. We did listen to you all about and what you guys put on the surveys. Give us a little extra time in the morning. You keep us out late at night, give us a little time in the morning. So we are starting things about 30, well, actually 30 minutes a little bit later. All right. And
Yeah,
then
I'll talk
on
about
Thursday, our general session, excited about our general session too. We are having local speakers. So Christina Carver with the Department of Economic Development and Stephen, of course, with tourism. And Logan, you and I talked about this, but I always have a hard time. We
I believe
decided
it's
how to say it.
Tasia.
It is Tasia. Thank you for checking. And so 3 resources that will impact your revitalization work. Excited to have them in a panel discussion. And also really great too is that they're going to be part of, I mean, they're going to be there at the conference. So you'll be running into them. As we talked about before, you can talk more with Christina and her team at the booth for Department of Economic Development, but they'll be there. You can run into them, ask them questions about their general session. Okay.
But before we move on from the slide, I went through this morning and tried to update all the things we've changed or modified since we made this. And I forgot to update the time. So our general
Yes.
session on Thursday is actually starting at 2:45. As you'll see the next few slides, we have a big program for this general session. We have a few things that we're putting in, and we have I'm not going to spoil it, but we have a special performance scheduled during this general session in the following annual awards and pitch party. The program of this general session, there's a special entertainment. So you'll want to make sure to come to this general session, hear from the speakers, enjoy the annual awards and the pitch party and the special entertainment.
Yeah, as we were timing everything out, we're like, we really need to push that back about 15 minutes because we're doing our annual awards during this time too. So this is also one of the other things that's a little bit different with this conference is generally the annual awards are something that we do at the Evening of Excellence on that last day. But we're having 2 different awards, and we'll talk about that a little bit when we talk about the Evening of Excellence. And so our annual awards are going to be through this last general session. And so this is just an opportunity to celebrate those things that have happened in our Missouri Main Street communities um, in the past year. And I did want to mention too, we do have a special code if you are just attending this general session, either as a finalist for the awards or the pitch party. We do have a special code, and so if you need that, you can reach out to me directly. You should have received it previously, but if you are needing that code again, or if you have other community members that are wanting to come just for the general session, the annual awards, or the pitch party itself, and aren't able to make it to the rest of the conference, let me know and I can send that code directly to you. And so we're going to be doing those annual awards right after the general session. And then after that, this is the 5th year, I think we decided that we're doing the pitch party. And so we have 3 finalists for this. And so we have Delmar, Dutchtown, and Glasgow that are all have really great projects on this activating their space in their downtown. And so what they are going to do is actually do a literal pitch to you through a skit in a very interactive way to show why their project is the best use of these dollars that we're actually able to give through this grant that we're able to pass through to a community. And so you'll get the opportunity to actually vote for your favorite submission, your favorite skit, your favorite activation of space in their downtown. They're all 3 very different projects as well. And so I'm just really looking forward to seeing what they have and how they're able to showcase why their project is the best use of this grant for them to be able to receive.
All right, then Thursday evening, we have the Show Me Bash. So the Show Me Bash this year is going to be at Springfield Brewing Company. We showed it on the map earlier. Again, all within walking distance. Really easy to get to. You will see it on a corner. So it's a big corner of downtown Springfield. You kind of feel like you need to go in the brewery part because it's just big and massive and all these big brew containers, but actually you want to go into this front corner. And so we will have this information in your program as well, but this corner is considered 305 South Market Avenue, but we put it in our phones all the time. And so when you put it in your phone, you really can miss this corner. And so when I went the first time to do a site visit, of course, I was trying to go into the brew area. So just make for sure you're going in the right direction because we are there. It's going to be a great night. This isn't just a Dervs. We're feeding you tonight. So come hungry. We're going to have plenty of food, amazing games, and just a good time there for Thursday evening as well.
So the next day on Friday, our first general session will be at 10:30, and so that'll be at the Galloy Theater. And that'll be with Abby Newsham, and so she's going to talk about building a local ecosystem for incremental development. And so the conversation will be on trying to open those doors for this incremental development. She has a lot of experience in this area, and so be able to give you pointers on facilitating what that conversation looks like. And then after that is when we do our exhibitor giveaway. And so what we'll have is a card for you to be able to visit the exhibitors in the Galloy Theater. And if you get a certain marked on that card itself, you could enter it in for a free conference registration. And so you can turn that into the Missouri Main Street booth. And then at that time, we'll have just an opportunity to give away that as well as other prizes that the exhibitors are also giving away. We actually on that card note what their giveaway specifically is. And so right after the general session will be that drawing.
And the exhibitors are going to be all over the Galloy Theater.
Mhm.
So look in every nook and cranny because, as being in a theater, it's narrow hallways, first floor, second floor. So we have exhibitors. We've maxed out the exhibitor space, which we're thrilled about. And you guys do such a great job in making for sure that those that support us and that we recognize are good companies and really provide great services to our communities. You guys really reach out to them and use their services. So Ben and Julie actually have been in charge of bringing in the exhibitors and always do a really great job. And we normally have no problem bringing them back in because you guys are using them, which is great. And it really helps us with the conference.
We kind of joked earlier that we're basically taking every part of the Galloy Theater, and it's the same way with the exhibitors too. We're like, okay, we can fit a table in there, we can fit a table in there, and we've done that.
Yeah.
So just a really good mix of different services, whether it's businesses or like Logan mentioned earlier, Department of Economic Development. Missouri Arts Council also has a booth, and so just a wide range of different services and companies and groups to be able to visit. When you're visiting the exhibitors.
Yeah.
And so the closing assembly will also be in the Galloy Theater, and this will be, Logan kind of mentioned this, I think, a little bit earlier. This is a conversation with Phil Ike, Gayla Roten, Stephen Hoffman, and Bridget Couch. One to talk about where Missouri Main Street has been the past 20 years. So this, Phil and Logan actually helped to create this entire book of stories of what has happened in our Missouri Main Street downtowns and in our communities over the past 20 years. And so to be a conversation on where we have been as an organization over the past 20 years, but then also really future facing. What does the next 20, 30, 40 years looks like for Missouri Main Street connection? And so we're going to bridge that gap and just a celebration on where we've been and where we're going. And this very casual fireside chat is what we're calling it. So it'll be a conversation on what that looks like.
We may need a missed fan chat instead of fireside chat.
It may be 95 degrees. We don't know.
Yes, yes. All right, then our finale
Mm.
is our Evening of Excellence. And these are our legacy awards that we're going to be showcasing Friday evening. The legacy awards, those that did not participate and really don't understand the difference here. So as Ben was talking about earlier, Thursday we're doing our annual awards, or awards that we do normally at Evening of Excellence. So this year, because of our 20th anniversary, we asked for Legacy Award nominations. The Legacy Award nominations are projects and people that maybe started 20 years ago in Main Street, or it was a project that was developed 20 years in Main Street, but has done the test of time. So either people, places, projects that have been involved are still involved, or it's projects that continue to escalate the economic development of the district and of the community. So this will be a really fun, joyful time to really recognize programs, again, projects and people that have really done a movement on Main Street and economic development for the state of Missouri. So we're really excited for this evening. Of course, we're going to be doing the Deal or No Deal, as we talked about before. We're also going to be doing Best Dressed and 20s attire. So come prepared and dressed, because we're going to do some fun prizes and just highlight that as well. And yep, here we go. So best overall dressed, headwear, accessories, best hair, all dolled up for the fun. So it's going to be a great evening to be the finale of our Roaring 20s Main Street Conference.
Yes, and I'll jump back to that slide. I put them not in the right order. But the Evening of Excellence, we do have our VIP table experience, and it's a maximum of 8 people, and it's always just an elevated experience. We decorate to the nines always, every table, but we add just that extra little oomph to our VIP tables. They get some red and white wine. This year they're getting a charcuterie board, and they're customized in a way that's just level 11. So
20s
yeah,
gifts.
20s gifts. So we really encourage you to reach out to myself or Caitlin Brotherton to check if we have any VIP tables available. I can tell you right now we have 5 available. We have 3 sold, and we appreciate Lee Summit, Excelsior Springs, and the Dutchtown Sid for their 3 VIP tables so far. But we encourage you to reach out, and we can facilitate that through the website. But as it gets close and they start coming in and people are reserving their tables, you may want to check in with me or Caitlin just to make sure that we have the tables still available. You won't want to miss out. These are great ways to experience the Legacy Awards, and the evening will be fantastic. So with that, we can turn it over to questions. Go ahead and drop any questions you have in the chat, and we can answer those as they come up. While we wait, let me go ahead. I'm going to go back to the map. That is probably something that will be asked a lot. Another chance to look at the parking map, where everything is at. Springfield is big, but where we are in Springfield is kind of condensed into a 2 to 3 block area. So let me go pull that up so you can review that as we wait for the questions to roll in. So we do have a question, and Gayla, I think all 3 of us can answer this, but I'll let you answer it. The question is, are all the locations wheelchair accessible?
Yes, I believe so. We did our, yes, I'm pretty sure they all are. It was something we considered throughout.
Yes, Carrie Kleffner is asking about the QR code for Missouri Arts Council. So let me flip over to there. Here you are.
There you go.
With people visiting the Arts Council booth, I do know that through our Main Street communities, they had more people applying for their grants the last couple of years, and especially last year by us doing this. So that is really great because it allows the director, Michael, to go in and make his ask through the state legislature to continue the funding from Missouri Arts Council. So thank you all for doing that because they are great grants. It's a lot of seed money a lot of times to help projects off the ground in the way of events or anything that celebrates the arts in our communities.
I want to say this consultation can really be about anything. It's kind of
Mm.
similar to our Main Street Clinic in that way. If you're wondering, does my project fit within the parameters of what you're offering us, one of the grants that they have, you can ask that question. If you have something specifically you want to ask about how to write the application itself, you can also ask that as well. They leave it pretty wide open on what you want to discuss as part of this consultation. And so take advantage of it. Like I said, we did this last year too. And I think a lot of our attendees and Missouri Arts Council, honestly, they saw a lot of value in having these conversations. And so please take advantage of this. They're accessible. They've reached out to us again this year and said, hey, we want to do this again. So they clearly want to be able to have that conversation with our Missouri Main Street communities and be able to give these grants for these type of impactful projects that you're having.
All right, I'm not seeing. Oh, another question just popped in. Cheyenne is asking, that they are at the Moxie Hotel. Looks like it's a short walk away from the conference location. Yes, it is a short walk. It's 2 blocks or less, I believe.
Mhm.
And then he's asking, is the Moxie Hotel pretty decent? We wouldn't pick it if it wasn't. Both hotels we have are great hotels. The Viridian is definitely a boutique, a premium experience, but the Moxie is a great hotel. We wouldn't pick a hotel that was bad for you guys. So we were really excited for you guys to um, check out
We
the
actually, when
hotels.
when we do these site visits, I actually even go into hotel rooms to see the
Oh yeah,
rooms. So,
to make
a
sure.
double room, a king room. Yes, looked at them. They're actually fun and funky. So Moxie Hotel is really fun and really funky, but also one of the things that they do is that when you come in and you register for your room to get your keys, they take you over to the bar and you can get any kind of drink you want. And so because it's actually connected, this huge Victorian looking bar is all part of the registration area as well to check in. And so yeah, it's fun. It's a really cool space.
Mhm.
Well, with that, I want to reiterate a few things right before we jump off. Again, the general session does start at 2:45. That has been changed on our schedule at a glance on our website and will be printed in our program at 2:45. So don't use this webinar as I saw it at 3. Just wanting to end with it is at 2:45. We have made that change. We have a packed general session that you will be inspired from our speakers to the awards to the pitches. And then make sure you do not park at the Arlo Bank parking lot. You will want to, please don't. There are plenty of other parking lots and parking garages that are pretty affordable. The parking garage behind Vandevort, I didn't say it out loud, but it was on the screen. It's $10 per entry. So if you enter, park, and you're there at a hotel and don't leave until Friday, that's $10 for 3 days. That is a good deal. So make sure you're taking advantage of all the parking options. Do not park at Arlo Bank. Please, we do not want you to have that on your experience. There's plenty of other parking. You will have a great time.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
It's going to be exciting. Thank you all for joining us today. You guys have a great day.
Bye, everyone.